Hey guys, and welcome to Janet being Janet. Okay, I'm just going to be a little quiet because everybody here's still asleep besides me. But you know what? That usually happens. It's usually the way it goes. But I want to bring something to you. And y'all, like I said, let me know if you like this format or you like me just the mouthing format or what you like or if you just really don't care. But I want to bring you something that intrigues me. So Miss Katie gets over on her channel when she's talking about Taylor, Blake, and Ryan, and she's very But yet, whenever you come to Sister Wives, and it's not about the topic, which trigger warning, this topic is going to be about Garrison. If you go over to her Sister Wives, she's not like that. She isn't. She's more of the same old Katie. That's what she sounds like. And so I just want y'all to hear it. It's maybe the only time I do something like this on Sister Wives, but I just want y'all to hear how she talks and what she says and how she, my opinion, it manipulates her audience just a little bit, okay? So y'all, if you're ready for this and you want to just go ahead and take this journey on down with me, then y'all stick around. Hi friends, I am seeing your comments that bearing an urn is not uncommon. So thank you for the explanation. I don't think it's weird to bury the urn. I think it's obscene to dig a grave on television. That's unforgivable to me. I won't apologize for my feelings that this, given what Garrison felt about his father. Katie Joy. I always read those in the beginning, which this is more of a comment, but I read those in the beginning so that you know exactly what, I'm going to try to be going down the avenue so you can prepare yourself if you need to. All right, guys, I got to get my pep, and so we're going to continue on.
Hi, friends. It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel.
Miss Katie, why are they just your friends and not your besties?
It's Friday, May 16th, and was a synopsis for what's happening this week on Sister Wives.
Are y'all already hearing how she talks? How she's just kind of monotone? To me, she don't give a crap about her Sister Wives.
In the last 3 weeks, I've found it very odd that the TLC has not put out new episode teasers, and at the end of the episodes, there haven't been coming up on Sister Wives. And I find that odd because they've done this every single episode from the start of Sister Wives until now.
And I find it weird that you keep covering Garrison over and over and over, but yet you don't see anything wrong with that.
And maybe it's due to the sensitivity of the topic. Maybe it's to not trigger the family. I don't know.
Woman, I don't know either, but would you start doing trigger warnings in the beginning? Would you start doing that, especially for people like me?
But this upcoming episode, they released this very limited clip on the TLC's Facebook page. And it's basically the kids that are in Wyoming, Janelle and all of the kids with Christine and Mary, they get a house. It's like an Airbnb.
She had to go to another side in order to get any kind of topic on this or any kind of story, any kind of anything whenever it comes to Sister Wives. She just wants to try to get her point out there, kind of like I do.
And they all stay together and they're there together in Wyoming. And then they meet up with Cody and Robin and the kids. And you don't see them all together in the same screen at all.
Why does that seem like you're somewhat surprised? I'm not surprised. I don't even watch your content on Sister Wives, really, but I'm not surprised.
But that's sort of what it's about. They're going to Wyoming to lay him to rest. But this will be the final episode of season 19.
Ooh, that's starting to mean that we're going to pick up on the Taylor content.
It's the 25th episode, and there will be 4 tell-alls after this, which almost feels like unnecessary at this point. I don't know that going backwards and arguing about the fighting between the family even seems relevant at this point, but I digress.
Hey, woman, do you understand that you are just going over this over and over and over again, and you keep bringing it up, and you're the one that puts it on your channel, and you make people think about it, and you get a lot of views off of it, so that's why you do it? Have you ever thought of that?
The synopsis for this episode, I found it on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was just, the family has gathered in Wyoming to honor Garrison and lay him to rest in the family plot next to his grandparents. Cody digs a grave for his son's ashes, and the family says their goodbyes.
Did you hear how she said, I was just? You were just what, Miss Katie? Got some emotions going on there.
I don't know anything about this cemetery. I don't know if Penrose is a public cemetery. I did look.
I was just about to ask you, did you not do your research? Usually you do your research before you bring videos to people. And so why are you lacking on this one?
At the memorials on a website called graves.com, and it doesn't appear like it's simply for the Browns. There's other people that appear unrelated, different last names all over the place, not specifically like a small family type cemetery. It's in outside of Powell.
So it's a cemetery. Not a private cemetery, it's a cemetery. That's all you got to say. Cemetery.
In Bighorn, it doesn't really even have an address. I couldn't even find a website. I don't know anything about this cemetery. I do know that I have had family members pass away, and I've never had a single family member dig a grave.
Hey, just so you know, I think everybody's had somebody that they lost in their lives. Dude, I think they have. And you know what? Some people have traditions that they follow and some people don't. Because we're just going to leave it like that. Because I've seen it before.
I've also never had a single family member dig a grave and profit off of it on television.
I've never seen somebody that wants to talk about the same daggum subject over and over and over and talk about making money on television when you know if you were on television, you would go ahead and you would out this story as well. You are dragging this story on as far as you can, and you're using Garrison's picture anytime you get a chance to so that you can make your chain.
And I don't know, you guys, I don't know if I could watch an episode of Cody digging a grave for a urn that they're going to place in the ground next to his grandparents, Win and Cheryl, right?
Miss Katie don't know if she's going to be able to watch. If she doesn't watch, then how is she going to come on here and make her videos, huh?
They have like a family plot where they've purchased a bunch of different plots together so people of the family can get buried there, which is not uncommon. And Janelle did say that she purchased a plot right next to Garrison so that when she passes away, she can be placed next to Garrison.
Now, I haven't watched this all the way through. I really haven't. I just started the beginning of it, but I wonder how many times she says Garrison's name. I just wonder.
I've never heard, I mean, I guess some people do. I've really never heard of a lot of people burying urns. I've heard of people using internment little things where they place a
little things. She doesn't even know what they're called. Now, I don't know what they're called, but I'm not pretending like I'm covering this story.
Urn in a sort of tomb in a building that's like decorative at a cemetery. So it's like a small little cubby type compartment.
Cubby. That's how you explain where you leave your loved ones to rest? A cubby. That sounds like something the kindergarten has where you put your little books up in the cubby hole. That's what that sounds like.
And it's not actually in the ground. So if you've gone through that, bear with me. I just haven't. I've yet to go through a funeral with my own family members where they've been cremated.
Miss Katie don't talk very much about her own family, does she? She leaves her own family out of things, but sometimes she'll put her personal information in here. But you know what? I don't know one way or another.
I have nothing against cremation, by the way.
Well, thank you for explaining that. Do you get the little manipulation tone? You get it? Don't worry, you will.
So I feel like kind of sick thinking about Cody on a show that has caused so much pain for this family. And on a show that this week we find out from Gwendolyn. I mean, we already knew this, but the kids.
Now we're going to go into somebody else's pockets. And she's covered this family for a while. So I wonder how many times she's repeated the same exact thing.
Most of the kids that are going to be shown in this episode are not being paid for their time. They're there. I mean, I guess they're getting a vacation out of it, but it's not even really a vacation.
Nobody would suggest it's a vacation. Nobody would. Especially on this topic. No vacation.
They're staying in Wyoming in a Airbnb together, which they could be doing every year anyway.
You know what? You could get out of your house and explore like you could every day, but you don't now, do you?
So it's not like they're going someplace they wouldn't go anyway. You know what I mean? They might be getting their lodging paid for maybe, but It's just so weird to think like, so this article drops from Teen Vogue. Gwendolyn basically says, we never made money off the show. The producers have jumped us and sort of ambushed us and asked us questions.
Wait a second. Hold on. You will hold on just a second. Why is it that on Miss Taylor information you can read all these court records, but now that you're over here covering this subject, you're not reading anything or putting it up on the screen for anybody to read? And, well, I guess that's the reason why this video is kind of short, huh? Because you couldn't find anything to drag it all out?
That we don't necessarily want to answer. Our hardest moments are often made for television when it's really not what most of us want.
You're putting their hardest moments on your YouTube channel. Have you thought about that? You are. And I think that family knows about you. I do believe Mary at least knows about you. Do you think they like this? I wouldn't.
And because this was being done the way it was being done, and because Cody wanted to be all about him, I mean, I would assume that the kids in this situation don't really have a choice about whether or not they're going to participate, because if they don't participate, it'll be represented in a way that they don't believe to be true for Garrison. So maybe they're there for that point.
So what is your exact point of making this video? Because you don't sound anything like you do when you're covering Miss Taylor. And I say Miss Taylor because that's usually who I cover whenever she's talking about it. Cover. Listen to me. I sound like Miss Katie. I sound like her. Good. No, Janet, shut that up.
But I honestly don't need to see Cody digging a grave. I don't need to see anyone digging a grave.
And nobody is forcing you to come up on your channel and talk about this subject, but guess what? You're doing it anyways. So you can't really say anything.
Cody, I think why my stomach dropped is because Cody dug a grave for a dog.
Don't make comparisons, Miss Katie. No, don't you dare make a comparison for a grave from a person to a dog. Don't you dare. That's just nasty of you.
And put the dog in the ground in the backyard at their house in Lehigh. And that's what I'm thinking about. Like, so we're going to turn this episode into like when he buried the dog.
You ever think that maybe you're the one turning this episode into that? Now listen, I don't watch the Browns. I have no idea what she's talking about. I'm just asking her questions and going off of just common knowledge and, just being a person.
It just made me feel sick. You can pay for people to dig out the plot for you so that you don't have to do it.
Do y'all remember Sophie? Y'all remember Sophie? Just wondering, because if you know Sophie, you understand where I'm coming from with whenever she's being nasty.
It truthfully feels like another performative way for Cody to show his undying love for a child that he didn't care about. That was when he was alive.
Hi. Do you know people say some things about you as a mom? Do you know that? Before you criticize any other family or anything like that, you need to watch your own back door.
And I just keep thinking, like, if Garrison was able to see this.
I'm holding that opinion to myself. You have your own.
What would he think of this?
I kind of have an idea. And it's about you too.
His last text messages were about his frustration with this show, his anger at the production, telling them how he felt about it.
So it wouldn't bother him if you come on your channel and make a whole bunch of videos on him? That wouldn't matter at all. I don't think it's appropriate for TV, and I don't think it's appropriate for a channel.
You've got Gwendolyn this week, talking about the exploitation of it, the lack of money, and the fact that all of their drama has become public, and there is no privacy for the adult children, even if they're on the show or not.
Do you allow privacy for people, or do you dig into people's private lives? Now, Miss Katie, don't come after me. All I'm doing is asking some questions. That's it. I just find it very odd how your content changes.
Because anything that affects Cody can become a storyline. And that's a dangerous place for anyone that knows Cody.
Are you creating a storyline for your channel? Kind of sounds like it to me, like you are. You're just sounding off.
Because if you don't want to be on a show and you don't want your name mentioned on a show, even if you're related to him, you could end up on the show.
Even if you're not related to a YouTube channel, you can still end up on a YouTube channel. We're proving it because I'm in on it too.
You could be a topic of a conversation and a fight on a show where you're not going to be represented because Cody wants to talk about it and make it into a storyline.
Once again, Miss Katie, you're doing the same exact thing. You just don't look at it that way.
No one is safe with Cody or Robin because they're going to turn anything into a possibility for ratings.
Nobody is safe from you because you turn everything into a ching-ching matter.
The only part of all of this that I've really found, honestly, what Garrison would have loved was when Janelle went to the Humane Society and found out about the room that they have in Flagstaff, the cat adoption room for its High Country Humane.
Will you just say, in honor of Garrison, all you have to say, point, simple, easy, there you go, in honor of Garrison.
And they raised over $25,000 because people donated to them. I know last year when this was going on, the proceeds of the videos I made at the time, a large chunk of it I donated to High Country Humane, and then the other shelter in Flagstaff as well.
How much of the proceeds? How much? Do you even give an idea roughly? Because you could actually say $500 is a lot. Because $500 is a lot to most people. So you could say that, but you don't say that. Because why? You don't want anybody to know exactly what you sent them. With as many videos as you did, you should have sent them a lot of yo chang.
And it felt like the right thing to do at the time.
I don't always know the right thing to do. I'm just trying to show you the difference of Miss Katie.
And so it was actually touching to see how that all played out, like how it impacted so many other cats and families. Like they were able to donate, they were able to waive adoption fees, and 25 or 35 cats got placed in a single month.
And if you're wondering, Garrison loved his cats. He loved all cats, if you're wondering about that.
And people didn't have to have have to overcome the cost of being able to take the cat home because the donations that were made covered it.
This is our cat adoption room, which we did name in Garrison's name, and we have a plaque to commemorate that.
That is all that I'm going to include in here, is you know that it's a plaque to honor Garrison. The rest of it, I'm cutting out. I don't know what she's going to say. I don't care. Simple, sweet, to the point is what I like to do.
Yes, all three came from High Country Humane. I hope the plaque shares how grateful we are for the donations. Since his passing, $25,000 have been raised for High Country Humane for the cats.
Miss Katie, are you going to release how much you've made? Are you? Because you were supposed to send a big, huge chunk to them. How much is a chunk to you?
And then cats that needed care received care because of that money, and his legacy will be honored there with that room remaining a room dedicated to Garrison.
There you go. There you go. There's the video. Don't need no more.
And all three of his cats came from that exact same Humane Society.
If y'all want to know things like this, to be honest with you, all you gotta do is go watch a show. I'm not here to do the show. I'm just, like I said, showing you the difference.
That was, to me, like, that's how you honor him. I guess if you have to have it on the show, at least talk about something that was important to him. He loved his cats. They were like his kids to him. He had a soft spot for, animals that have been abandoned and are...
By the way, she's talking about this just all kind of generically. I think I could cover the Sister Wives without even watching them.
Discarded. He was a proponent for rescuing, which is... that rescuing animals is not easy. I have a couple rescue dogs and they have a lot of special needs. And so when you talk about taking on cats and dogs from shelters, you're taking on their trauma from where they came from.
So she's trying to incorporate herself into the audience. She's trying to say, hey, I'm human. Hey, this is what's happening to me. I have the same thing, so I understand. That's what she's trying to do. Some of us just don't fall.
And that can take time to get over for the cats and dogs, and some of them don't. But with patience and love, some of them can really come around and they find their forever happy home, forever home. And that's what he was willing to give.
Do you hear how there's a long exposure of words and she pronounces them like this? It's because if she don't, her video's going to be short, so you do what you can to get the ching ching at the end.
To those animals. And that's the kind of person he was. And so I feel like when she went there and did that, that I felt was respectful, because we're not talking about his in a way where we're needing to show that we're putting him in the ground.
Why are you talking about it like that? Why? This is getting to me. If it's not getting to y'all, it's getting to me.
When we laid my mother-in-law to rest and we went to the cemetery, I can't fathom anyone having ever been there. I can't imagine cameras being there. I can't imagine it being fodder for television or for the internet.
But if you could make it on your channel and talk about it on your channel and do it on their channel to get money off of it, or, sorry, ching ching off of it, would you do it? Would you do it? Hey, Miss Katie, you just did.
I can't imagine the final moments before you lay your loved one to rest being a part of a television show, because those final moments are literally the most heartbreaking for a family.
Why are you not taking more sincerity into this and actually appearing to be sincere about it and coming across being sincere about it? Why is that not happening? It's probably because of the way you're delivering it. So if you find another way to deliver it, it might not sound so bad.
I mean, when they place the casket or the urn in the ground, and then they have you place your flowers or whatever it is you have, we all put roses on top of hers.
She's not monetizing that at all, is she? No, there's no way she's monetizing that now, huh?
And then some people will put dirt on top of the casket as sort of a, like, we're going to start this. And so the family members can do that. And that's so personal. It feels sacred. It doesn't feel like it's something you would exploit for television. And I certainly don't need to see Kody Brown digging a grave for a son that he doesn't care about outside of the DNA.
So, do you not see any similarities here? Miss Katie, can you not see TV, large YouTube platform? Maybe not as big as television, but you said the ratings at one point was dropping, so I don't even know anything about that, but kinda, sorta, maybe, just saying.
That he donated to make that baby happen, and the fake storyline he's creating to try to rehab his image. He couldn't be there for his son in life, but he can show up and dig a grave for a show? Who does that?
I guess Kody, because you're putting it on your channel to monetize it.
I don't know if I'll be able to watch this episode. I'm going to have to think about it. But I wanted to share with you, and I feel like this is like such an unforgivable moment to me. Like,
laughing is inappropriate, but listen. Who is falling for she doesn't know if she can watch it or not? Who is falling for that? Because if you don't watch it, you won't be able to recap it, and you won't be able to put it on your YouTube channel, and that means you won't get the cha-ching. Or, let me say it right, cha-ching.
This episode, I'm going to have to think about it. But I wanted to share with you, and I feel like this is like such an unforgivable moment to me.
So everything you've put on your YouTube channel isn't unforgivable to you. I'm just trying to understand, because like I said, I haven't watched a Sister Wives video in a long time. I really haven't. So I don't know hardly anything she's supposed to be talking about. I'm just going off of what she's saying in this video. So y'all come at me in the comments.
Like, it's such a betrayal to Garrison, quite honestly. I actually I'm frustrated that Kody has this much control still over the women, that they have to go along with this, because I can't imagine all of the women were okay with this.
Do you care if they're okay with you? Did you ever think maybe they don't want it on your channel, but you're going to put it on your channel anyway, so they have no control over you, just like they have no control over Kody and how Kody expresses himself, or, he looks bad on his own. Nobody has to help him.
I just don't know how they would be. And if they are okay with this, that makes me start to question all of the adults in the situation about the exploitation of this moment.
Do I need to say anything? Do I? Y'all can think I'm wrong for having this on my channel. You can, but I'm doing it with a purpose. Okay, I have no excuse. I shouldn't make excuses. But I'm doing this in my own little way because I don't want to watch another one of these.
For television. You can talk about his death. You can use it to open up conversations about mental health and mental illness. And
Right there. The entire point of her video. Right there. Does she say that? No. It's towards the end. This video is almost over. So you know what you have to do? You have to watch this from here to here or here to here. I don't know which one y'all see was left and right. I don't know. Didn't put that much thought into it. But this right here is what actually makes her. Here's this. Here's the end. That's cha-ching.
and you can use this as a way to educate and help people learn about the warning signs, which, to be clear, has not happened yet on the show whatsoever.
How do you get away with saying so many words? Miss Katie, I don't know. It don't matter how much I try. I just can't leave certain words in there because it feels guilty to me. But still, I don't want to get dinged.
But a positive impact could be made in that it could help other people understand what they missed and what the warning signs are and what the red flags are.
There you go. Like I said, she's at the end and she's making points.
And what resources are available for people that do need help.
Is all of that on your channel? I don't know. But there's a little thing that you can put on your channel. I don't know how to do it, or I would. Talking about, you know, if you need help, call this number. That's something to put out there.
It could literally save a life. But digging a grave is just so triggering.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You were doing good. You were doing good. You were okay. And y'all get mad at me for saying she was doing good. I mean the point altogether. Not just her. But it was okay. And then you had to throw in that word.
And it just so reminds me of when he put the dog in the ground.
Quit! 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 Do you know you are comparing a person to an animal? You don't hear this. That's how I hear it. And it's making me... Stop it!
And I just felt ill. So to me, it's an unforgivable moment.
One, you're making me regret even watching this thing. You really are.
And I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.
And I left all that in there so y'all know what to do on my channel. But okay, guys, did I prove a point? Did I? If I didn't, then I understand. But if I proved a point to you, then that is the point of this. It is just a... We all know she doesn't always get sentimental like this. We always know that. And on top of that, she doesn't see anything wrong with how many videos she's made. I've made this one, and that's all I plan on making unless something big comes up. But this one right here got to me just a little bit. And y'all know when something gets to me in my heart, you know, just didn't watch it previous to. But now at the end, I'm asking myself, why did you listen to that? Why did you have to put that up there? Why did you do this, Janet? Why did you do that, Janet? And I don't know. I just want to see and show the other side of Miss Katie. Okay, guys, I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, holiday, year, whenever you might be watching this. And remember to smile today or make somebody else smile, because it really can make a difference. And yeah, I throw people off with my sunglasses and these things. No, 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 no. Those things, you see those things? The little nose parts, I hate those. They get stuck in my hair all the time and I don't like it. That's why I like the ones that just have the plastic thing. That's what I like. But anyways, people see this and they don't know, you know, what color I'm wearing, so today is blue. Alright, guys, I just want to make sure that you have a good one for me.